and welcome to this edition of Christmas MuVies Spotlight Season 2, Episode 8. And this is our final episode of the season. I can't believe it, but we are already at the end of the season, and it's flown by, and it is hard to believe that we are at the end. But I'm your host, Dawn Mack, and I'm here with my friend, my colleague, my co-host, whatever you want to call her, Pam. Hey, Pam, how are you?
Just pick one, right?
Yeah,
I'm doing great, thanks. How about you? Are you snowed under?
Yeah, I think we had a snowmageddon, I think is the term that we're using here in North Carolina. And but I think some of the main roads are starting to see pavement again. And, big shout out to the North Carolina DOT and local authorities and all those involved clearing the roads, because they've done a phenomenal job working nonstop for several days on end trying to get the snow off the roads so people can kind of get back to normalcy again. But we got about 13 inches of snow, so that's not going anywhere fast. What's going to melt is going to refreeze. So for probably the next several days, we're going to be on delays and, schedules that are going to be in upheaval for a little while. But anyway, but we're doing okay. We're warm. We didn't lose power, and so we're thankful for that.
Well, I have to say I'm very impressed with North Carolina, and I'm giving them a shout-out as well. Good job, guys.
Well, thank you. It's I know we had, I think I heard one statistic, there's about 150,000 people across the state that lost power, and so if you didn't lose power like myself, you were very, very fortunate. So anyway, but yeah, we're surviving the aftermath here. And to think, we're not even technically in winter. So if this is kind of a precursor of what's to come, oh my, what a busy winter season we're going to have. So anyway, yeah. Well, we, as being our final show for this season, we have got a lot of ground to cover. Reason being, Pam and I want to enjoy the holiday season, what's left of it, like everyone else. And so what we've decided to do is kind of compile 2 weeks' worth of movies into one show. And we will be covering all the movies airing between December 14th and December 29th, which will be movies from Hallmark Channel, Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, Lifetime, ION, and UPtv. And just to give you a brief rundown, Hallmark Channel and Hallmark Movies and Mysteries will be the only two networks that will have movies going all the way through the end of November, brand new movie premieres, I should say. But as far as Lifetime, ION, and UP, their premieres, original premieres, are going to conclude the weekend of the 14th, 15th, 16th. So we just want to kind of throw that out there in case you were thinking that they might be releasing some new movies the final weekend or leading up to Christmas. That won't be the case. But all of the networks, fortunately, are re-airing movies like crazy. And if you follow us on our Christmas MuVies Spotlight Facebook page, every day we put out the daily schedule of all the movies that are airing in that day. So go check it out. You can, print it off or whatever you want to do. But it's across all the networks. So hopefully that helps you kind of pick and choose which movies you want to watch in a given day. But lots of movies. In fact, we got 17 that we're going to be covering in this episode. So, Pam, let's get rolling. So, I tell you, I am just blown away at, like I was saying earlier, how fast the season has just gone by. And I know for you and I, we've been at this since July, but for the Christmas movie season, it just seems like it's just kind of a blur. And now we're less than 2 weeks from Christmas. I don't know where the season went, but but oh my gosh, it's hard to believe this is kind of like the last show. Given that all that we've been doing all season.
I know, and actually, when we are done, it's going to feel like something's missing from my daily ritual. You know what I mean?
I know. But researching movies and keeping up with what movies are airing what week. And I tell you, if there were ever two experts on the planet of what movies are airing on what network with who's starring in the movies, we could win a trivia contest for sure, because we have done our homework this season and we have put in the work this season. And needless to say, we're both really, just like up to our eyeballs in Christmas movies. movies. So, but nonetheless, we love them all. They've been great. It's been a great season. I think it's been a lot of fun. And even though this is the last show of our, of our weekly show where we highlight all the movies, we've got shows coming. We've got special edition shows with guests that we've got lined up that we're going to be bringing to you. So you definitely need to keep, following us and staying up on what we're doing, because we've got some surprises left in the season that we'll be pulling out of the hat for you. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm still looking forward to that. Even though this work will be done, it's still exciting to know who we've got coming, in the hopper. So it'll be fun.
I couldn't agree more. You need to stay up to date, people. Follow us on social media. Check out our Facebook or our Twitter or our Instagram. We'll be posting our guest interviews as they are getting ready to air.
Hey, guys, this is Jen Lilly, and you're listening to Pam and Dawn.
Well, Pam, I felt like, because this is our last, weekly show of the season, it was only fitting to pull out some Christmas music trivia that pertains to your favorite Christmas song of all time, White Christmas. Are you ready? And, of course, I will say that I feel like since that's your favorite song, you probably know all there is to know about it, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'll stump you. Who knows?
You stumped me.
Oh, okay. I haven't even asked you the question, and I've stumped you. Oh boy,
I know. I have a feeling what's coming, so it's like, I know I love the song, and I know who it's by, but okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, I guess we'll test your knowledge then. I wanted to ask you if you know what year the song was written.
Oh, boy. Yeah. I'm ashamed to say I do not, but, oh, gosh, I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess, I don't even know. Let's go with 1947.
Well, you're close. You're close. And to be fair, I didn't know what year either. I mean, I knew it was like early on because we all know Bing Crosby made it famous. Irving Berlin wrote it, but I didn't know what year. So the song was penned by Irving Berlin, and accounts vary as to when and where Berlin wrote the song. One story is that he wrote it in 1940 in warm La Quinta, California, while staying at the La Quinta Hotel, a frequent Hollywood retreat also favored by writer, director, producer Frank Capra. Although the Arizona Biltmore also claims the song was written there, although it doesn't say what year. But Berlin often stayed up all night writing, and he is even quoted as telling his secretary, "Grab your pen and take down this song. I just wrote the best song I've ever written. Heck, I just wrote the best song that anybody's ever written." And but Bing Crosby made the song famous. His first public performance of the song was on his NBC radio show, The Kraft Music Hall, on Christmas Day, 1941. And he subsequently recorded the song with the John Scott Trotter Orchestra and the Ken Darby Singers and for Decca Records in just 18 minutes in May of 1942. And this is interesting. It was released on July 30th as part of an album of 6 78 RPM discs from the musical film Holiday Inn. And here's some fun trivia for you. White Christmas is the most recorded Christmas song. There have been more than 500 recorded versions of the song to date in several different languages, and it has been credited with selling 50 million copies, the most by any release, and therefore it is the biggest selling single worldwide of all time. Now, some notable mentions: Andy Williams recorded it in 1963 for his Andy Williams Christmas album, where it reached number 1 on Billboard's special year-end weekly Christmas singles chart. And Frank Sinatra recorded it in 1944, and it rose to number 7 on Billboard's pop singles chart. So there you go.
Wow. Well, at least I was in the right era.
You sure were. I mean, you weren't off by that many years. You were in the right decade for sure. And but everybody, when you think of White Christmas, you always you associate it with Bing Crosby. I mean, he's the one that made it famous. And there are oodles and oodles and oodles of versions of the song out there. I mean, everybody that's any kind of popular singer, celebrity singer, they've covered the song if they've made a Christmas album. And so it was interesting to see that Andy Williams had a number one with it, and Frank Sinatra for 7. See, I would think that Frank Sinatra would have been number one too, just because of who he was. Seemed like everything he release went to number one as well. But anyway, there's your background on White Christmas, just for you.
Well, Dawn, I'm not going to let you go our last show without giving you some trivia, right?
Oh, boy. Well, I think it would be only fitting, right?
Yes, it's fair.
That's true.
Well, Dawn, since you have your Christmas tree up since July, ha ha ha.
Ha ha. Not really, folks.
And I just put mine up.
Well, I'm very impressed that it's not Christmas Eve at midnight that you're putting it up. So good for you. Good for you. So says the woman who is saying bah humbug, folks.
That's right, and I'm going to continue to say that. So, but when do you think Christmas trees became popular in America?
Hold on, let me Google that. No, I'm just kidding. Let me see. When they first became popular in America?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think this is going to go back a ways, because when you think about things like A Christmas Carol and different, I'm going to say first became popular in America.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say either the late 1800s, like 1890 something, or the early 1900s, like 1912. So that ranged from like 1890 to 1912. Somewhere in there, they became popular, I'm guessing.
Well, look at you. We're both getting good at this. You're close in one regard and a little off on another regard. But Germany is actually credited with starting the Christmas tree tradition as we now know it in the 16th century, when devout Christians brought decorated trees into their homes. Some built Christmas pyramids of wood and decorated them with evergreens and candles if wood was scarce. It is a widely held belief that Martin Luther, the 16th century Protestant reformer, first added lighted candles to a tree. Walking toward his home one winter evening, composing a sermon, he was awed by the brilliance of stars twinkling amidst evergreens. I have to learn how to talk. There we go. To recapture this theme for his family, he erected a tree in the main room and wired its branches with lighted candles. Most 19th century Americans found Christmas trees an oddity. The first record of one being on display was in the 1830s by the German settlers of Pennsylvania, although trees had been a tradition in many German homes much earlier. The Pennsylvania German settlements had community trees as early as 1747. So there you go.
Oh, how about that? I mean, I was at least in the right century on my first guess.
Right.
Now, the thing that came to mind for me when you were talking about that, lighted candles on a tree, a real tree, folks, that is the biggest fire hazard known to man. How do they keep from catching the trees on fire if they wired the trees with candles all throughout?
My thoughts exactly, and I guess you'll have to Google that next year.
I mean, I'm almost afraid to, because I don't want to find out like how many houses went up in smoke or in flames because, they lit these trees with these candles. But maybe they had a backup plan, like they kept the trees dampened or something so that they wouldn't catch fire. Who knows? But anyway, thankfully we have artificial lights that can go on trees now, and and that don't get hot. You don't have that worry. Just if you get a real tree, you got to keep it watered. Don't forget that, folks.
Definitely,
well,
please.
That's very neat and very fitting for me, considering I love to put up my Christmas tree, but I don't put it up in July. And I'm here. I'm doing good if I get it up Thanksgiving weekend, But anyway, we're going to move on because we've got so much to cover. And before I do, I want to give a little shout out to Candace Cameron Bure. We are sending out well wishes for a speedy recovery. You may or may not have heard that she was hospitalized after a go-karting accident with her brother, Kirk Cameron. And she documented her recent trip to the hospital after a fun family activity landed her in the emergency room, telling her followers that her brother Kirk ran me over while go-karting. But apparently they were racing, and he wanted to win, and they collided, and he ran over, and so she updated that the X-rays showed nothing was broken, thankfully. She was just really bruised and banged up. And when she panned to her siblings in the hospital room, Kurt confessed, "Hi, everybody. I'm the culprit. I'm the crazy driver. It was my fault completely. I tried to cut her off and take the lead. My bad." So, again, well wishes going out to Candace, and she's been keeping everybody updated. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out on social media. But she is doing okay, folks. So hopefully that will not take very long to recover from.
Wow. I did see something about that, but I didn't see the update, so I'm so glad that nothing was broken. I mean, that could have ended up a lot worse.
Oh, my gosh, I know. I mean, when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, my gosh. And then I read, the updates, and I was like, oh, well, thankfully. I mean, she is lucky, very, very lucky indeed. So anyway, there you have it, folks.
Tune in to Channel 70 on Sirius XM for Hallmark Channel Radio this holiday season.
Well, here we are, and we are kicking off the section, the part of our show, I should say, where we're going to cover all these movies. Now, let me tell you, you're in for a ride, folks, because there's lots of great movies to come between now and the end of the holiday season. And if you've been enjoying all the movies that the networks have been releasing as original premieres so far, then I'm telling you what's to come will be no exception. I have thoroughly enjoyed seeing the movies. The only challenge I've had, as Pam has had, I'm sure, is trying to watch them all. But thank goodness for re-airs and DVRs. So we're going to launch right into this, and the first movie we're going to talk about is called Entertaining Christmas. It airs on Hallmark Channel Saturday, December 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. It stars Jodie Sweetin and Brendan Furr. And the story goes, Claire is a cookbook author, crafting expert, and television personality whose name is synonymous with perfection. As she contemplates retirement, her daughter, Candace, who's played by Sweetin, is poised to become the new face of the Livingston brand. The only trouble is Kara can't cook, or do any of the signature things her mother is known for. When a young girl posts a video online requesting Claire help welcome her deployed father home for Christmas, Candace is sent in her place in an effort to prove herself a worthy successor to the board of directors and win the job. As Candace does her best to make a good impression, she gets more than she bargained for when the young girl's Uncle Joe turns out to be a reporter for the local paper looking for his next story. And we got an exclusive sneak peek at Entertaining Christmas.
Doing some Christmas shopping?
Not exactly. I didn't bring any luggage, so I've got to find something to wear for the next few days.
Well, since you are sticking around, I was hoping for an interview.
With me?
That's the idea, yeah.
No, I'm really not that interesting.
The daughter of the Queen of Crafts, and with her recent retirement announcement, widely considered to be the heir apparent of a Fortune 500 company.
Thought you didn't know who I was.
I did some research. Reporter.
Well, sounds like you have everything you need right there. There's not much more to the story.
Well, let me be the judge of that.
Well, undoubtedly, I'm a Jodie Sweetin fan, so I know that this is going to be a cute movie. From the previews I've seen, it looks like it's going to be just really adorable. Anything she does, does such a great job with it. So I'm looking forward to seeing this one.
I love Jodie Sweetin and Brendan Fair, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I have to mention, as you were reading this, that her character's name is Candace. How funny is that?
I know. No irony there. I know, that's too funny.
No.
Well, in addition to this movie that Jodie and Brendan are going to be in this coming weekend, you may or may not know that Jodie has a new holiday single out with Jacob Tolliver. It's called Santa Baby. And if you get a chance, check it out. It is a great song, and I didn't know she could sing until she released this. And she is quite the singer. So check that out if you get a chance.
On Saturday, December 15th,
Me? Cook a whole Christmas dinner for the whole town.
planning Christmas can be really, really messy.
I can't even make a pancake.
But you don't have to be perfect
I heard you were making Christmas dinner for us.
to find the perfect holiday romance.
Somebody found their Christmas spirit.
Jodie Sweetin and Brendan Fair star in an all-new original holiday movie premiere, Entertaining Christmas. Premieres Saturday, December 15th at 8. Part of Countdown to Christmas on Hallmark Channel.
Well, before I move on to the next Hallmark Channel movie, I want to make a quick mention because it just dawned on me. It's funny how I use your name all the time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It just dawned on me that, speaking of Jodie, the next season of Fuller House premieres on December 14th on Netflix, so be sure to check that out, too. I absolutely adore that show. So our next movie on Hallmark is going to be A Gingerbread Romance, and that will premiere on Sunday, December 16th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and it stars Tia Mowry Hardick and Dwayne Henry. With Christmas just weeks away, the architecture firm Taylor works for enters her in a contest in which the teams will design and build life-size gingerbread houses. After the contest, Taylor will likely be getting a promotion to a position in another city. The firm teams her up with Annabelle, a renowned French pastry chef with whom Taylor instantly locks horns. When Annabelle backs out, Taylor stumbles into a local bakery and meets Adam, a baker, a single dad, and in an act of desperation, Taylor convinces Adam to partner with her for the contest, arguing that winning would give the bakery and his designs much-needed exposure. For years, Taylor has been resistant to call anywhere home for fear it will only be temporary. But the time she spends with Adam and his daughter, Brooke, in their cozy home, decorating for Christmas and exploring Philadelphia at Christmas, fills her with a longing for a place to call home.
Well, my first thought is trying to envision a life-size gingerbread house. So apart from watching Tia and Dwayne in this, I want to see it just to see what that's going to look like, That's going to be a feat.
Exactly. And because I was thinking to myself as I was reading that description that I can't even make a little gingerbread house.
No, that is not in my wheelhouse of creativity or gifts and talents. I mean, that is the one and only time that I tried to do that with my grandson was an absolute fail. And I said, never again. We'll leave this to the pros. So,
right.
Yeah, so a life-size gingerbread house, that's going to be something to see for sure.
Yeah, we're going to have to stick with the, which is making regular cookies and be done with it.
Yeah. That's right.
Sunday, December 16th.
The city's having a gingerbread contest. I'm an architect, not a baker.
Take two completely different people.
Ever make a gingerbread house?
My dad can make anything.
Add a big dash of Christmas cheer, and you get a gingerbread romance.
For the first time in a while, I feel like I'm home for Christmas.
Tia Mowry Hardick stars in a Countdown to Christmas original movie premiere, A Gingerbread Romance, Sunday, December 16th at 8 on Hallmark Channel.
All right, our next movie that we're reviewing is called Jingle Around the Clock, and it premieres Saturday, December 22nd at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. It stars Brooke Nevin and Michael Cassidy. And the story goes, when Ellie Bennett, played by Nevin, decides to reunite her college friends for a special Christmas celebration, her plans are thwarted by an opportunity at work she can't pass up. Spearheading a Christmas campaign relaunched to prove she's ready for a career-altering promotion. Much to her surprise, she's forced to team up with advertising campaign fixer Max, played by Cassidy, who has a completely different take on the holidays. But as Ellie and Max work together and learn more about each other's Christmas traditions, they unexpectedly find themselves falling for each other. With the help of a little Christmas magic, will Ellie pull off the perfect Christmas reunion and find the love she's been searching for? Well, this looks like a typical meet-cute rom-com from Hallmark, and I know it's going to be great.
You know, I love Brooke Nevin, and I don't care who her co-star is. She pulls it off every time.
She really does. She is, you know, she's one of my new favorite leading actresses at Hallmark. She just kind of come in and owned the roles and really has gotten people to sit up and take notice about her. And I'm happy to see that. I hope she's in more and more stuff as time goes on.
Oh, I'm with you there. Well, our next movie on Hallmark is going to be Christmas Made to Order, and that's Sunday, December 23rd at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Stars Alexa Penavega, Jonathan Bennett, and Jacob Young. And the story goes, when architect and Christmas amateur Stephen finds himself hosting his family for Christmas, he recruits holiday coordinator Gretchen to bring holiday joy to his home. Gretchen's expert Christmas spirit brings Stephen's family together, but neither expected it to bring them closer to each other. After a great opportunity presents itself to Gretchen, she and Stephen must decide what's really important in life. Well, we all know what that is, don't we?
Yes, we do. And, you know, all of these actors, this is going to be a great movie just on the cast alone. I mean, it doesn't matter what the story's going to be or how it's going to end up, which we know it's going to be a happy ending. But to see these three on screen together is going to be a treat in itself. So I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
All right, moving right along. Our next movie is When Calls the Heart Christmas, and this is one that many people have been looking forward to ever since Hallmark announced that they were, you know, going to be issuing a new installment of their annual Christmas movies, and it airs on Hallmark Channel Tuesday, December 25th, Christmas Day, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. It stars Aaron Krakow, Lori Loughlin, Jack Wagner, Pascal Hutton, Kevin Smith, and Paul Green. And this year's story goes, when a group of orphans become stranded in Hope Valley for Christmas, their caretakers, sisters, who have a mysterious backstory, lead Bill, who's played by Jack Wagner, to investigate the circumstances of their arrival. He discovers the sisters and their orphanage are in jeopardy, so Abigail, who's played by Loughlin, and the other residents rally to make it a Christmas to remember for the orphans. Elizabeth, played by Krakow, who is preparing for the birth of her child, organizes her students to engage in selfless gift-giving that, along with the Christmas miracle, help bring wonder, hope, joy, and love to all this Christmas season. And this is going to be kind of the carry-forward episode, the bridge episode, I like to call it, between last season and the new season that's going to be cranking up, I think, in January, February. And, you know, everyone's totally upset because Daniel Lissing, you know, last season was his final season with When Calls the Heart, and so now Elizabeth is pregnant, played by Krakow, and so it'll be interesting if she's going to have the baby in this movie or if it's going to kind of carry forward. I have a feeling, though, she's going to give birth. I really think so, but we'll have to all watch and find out.
Once upon a time, there was a magical town.
What's your Christmas wish, Mrs. Vortex?
To have a healthy baby. You are always there for me.
And I always will be.
I promise you will always be loved.
Don't miss a very special arrival. When Calls the Heart, the greatest Christmas blessing, premieres Christmas Day at 8 on Hallmark Channel.
Hey everybody, it's Paul Green, and you're listening to Pam and Dawn on the Christmas Movie Spotlight.
Well, thank you, Paul Green. You are awesome.
Isn't he, though?
It gives me such a tickle to hear, you know, that some of the actors were so wonderful with us and did these liners for us, and we appreciate them so much and being able to speak with them. So if you missed Paul Green's interview, be sure to go to Blog Talk Radio and check out Take Two Radio Network and take a listen. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So moving on to the next Hallmark movie, we have A Midnight Kiss, and that's on Saturday, December 29th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and it stars Carlos Penavega and Adelaide Kane. And the story goes, with only 1 week to prepare, Lisa Patterson and her family of party planners are given the biggest job in their company's history, a New Year's Eve party for tech entrepreneur Megan Clark. But when her brother breaks his leg and her parents head off on a planned vacation, Lisa must reluctantly enlist the help of her brother's visiting college buddy, David Campos, to help her pull off the event, which just so happens to fall on her favorite day of the year. But what Lisa didn't plan on was falling in love in the process. Well, now we're into the New Year's Eve.
I know.
So,
well, this ironically is the last movie for the holiday season on Hallmark Channel, and what better way? It's so fitting, and I'm thrilled and excited that Carlos is in this movie. We got Alexa in one, we got Carlos in one, and if they can't star in one together as a husband and wife team, we love seeing them on screen together. This is the next best thing. And Adelaide, she's an amazing actress, and I think this is an awesome pairing. So this is going to be fun because I think by the time we get to this movie, we're going to be ready to see a New Year's Eve movie with all the Christmas movies we've been following all holiday season. So this is a good cap off to the season for sure.
You know it. I'm ready. I'm with you.
Okay, well, as I said, that we're kind of capping off the Hallmark Channel list of movies, and now we're moving into the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries slate of movies remaining for this holiday season. And the first one coming up on Saturday, December 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, is Northern Lights of Christmas, and it stars Ashley Williams and Corey Seaver. And the story goes, when pilot Zoe Hathaway, played by Ashley Williams, inherits her uncle's ranch in Alaska, plans to sell the place, and by her own plan go out the window after she meets the ranch's handsome ranch hand, Alec Wynn, played by Corey Seaver, along with the ranch's resident reindeer, Holly and Palmer. The movie is based on the book Sleigh Bell Sweethearts by best-selling author Terry Wilson. Now, let's go behind the scenes on location of Northern Lights of Christmas.
One of my favorite things about this movie is working with reindeer. They're just so cute.
There's reindeer romance and there's human romance, so there's something for everybody.
Holly and Palmer, my co-stars. Getting a few lessons here on how to wrangle a reindeer.
Ashley gave me some tips on how to work with the reindeer. She has a lot of experiences with them.
You know right away if a reindeer doesn't like you. You got to make sure that you don't come up directly behind a reindeer. They get a little nervous, so come at them from the side. And I like to talk to reindeer. I think that really helps. Do you get nervous if I come a little bit towards it? Nope. Okay. I'm going to go back and see if Alec has gotten here yet.
You okay?
I wasn't talking to a reindeer.
They're beautiful.
One of my favorite things about reindeer is that they work in pairs, kind of like humans like that. And there's sort of a little B story in our movie about reindeer love, which makes me really happy, and I think people are going to really love it.
Recently, Corey Seaver shared some of his favorite memories of Christmas.
My family and I always watch Christmas Vacation, and we always laugh. We do quite a bit of lights on the outside of the house, and so we kind of call ourselves the Griswolds. So we really enjoy that, and we've also, Christmas Eve was a time that my dad comes from a huge family of 11, so aunts, uncles, so many cousins. And every Christmas Eve, we would all get together at my grandmother's house. And that was my whole childhood and something that I look forward to, because you basically would have two Christmases with the extended family. And then on Christmas Day, we'd have our smaller, more intimate one. And that is always a highlight every Christmas.
Yeah, his Christmas tradition sounds very much like mine growing up. And, of course, when your grandparents pass away, you lose that. So I think as a kid you don't appreciate it as much until you grow older and you realize how important that is. But I'm looking forward to seeing these reindeer in this movie. I think this is going to be a cute movie. And to hear Ashley describe, and Corey to talk about the dynamics of the reindeer, it sounds like they're going to be the stars of the movie for sure.
Yeah, and I learned something new. It's kind of like with dogs that you have to, like pet them from the side instead of, going straight at them. So that was interesting to learn.
Yeah, those little behind-the-scenes things are the best.
Aren't they, though? I just enjoy them so much. Well, our next Hallmark Movies and Mystery Movies will be Small Town Christmas, and that premieres on Sunday, December 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. And it stars Christopher Polaha and Ashley Newbrough. And the story is, author Nell Phillips' first book has become a surprise bestseller of the Christmas season. Nell's last stop on a nationwide book tour takes her to the town of Springdale, the hometown of Emmett Turner, a young man she met over 5 years ago while both were junior copy editors at a New York publishing company. Nell was hurt when Emmett stood her up for a dinner date and then disappeared from New York without any explanation. As Nell is quick to admit, Emmett's colorful, nostalgic anecdotes about Springdale inspired her to write this book that is shaping her life and especially this holiday season. Somebody's in trouble, aren't they?
It sure seems so. Now, when I learned that Christopher Polaha was going to be in this movie, I was over the moon because if you saw him back in the summer, he is just, as a Hallmark actor, he has grown so much, and he's become a fan favorite. And this, I think, will be Ashley Newbrough's first time on Hallmark. So this is going to be a great pairing, I believe, just from the previews I've seen, and a good story. I love stories pertaining to bookstores that have bookstores as a backdrop or authors as a backdrop. It's kind of my forte on the side. So I always look forward to watching this. The movies with these themes, and so this will be no exception. This is going to be a good movie.
I'm with you there. There's something about bookstores and Christmas that just seems to go together. I don't know what it is, and maybe it's because I like to read books. I don't know, but I'm with you there. I can't wait to see this one.
A best-selling author is inspired to find the perfect small-town Christmas.
Why did you wait 6 years to come here?
Christopher Polaha.
She's just from a different time in my life.
And Ashley Newbrough.
We had this connection, or at least I thought we did.
An original holiday movie premiere.
Merry Christmas!
Small Town Christmas premieres Sunday, December 16th. Part of the Miracles of Christmas event on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
Well, next up, we have Christmas at Grand Valley, and it premieres Friday, December 21st at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, and it stars Danica McKellar and Brennan Elliott. And before I go any further, I have to say I am so excited about seeing this movie. And if you've been following Hallmark all along, all season, Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, then most of you may have initially saw that this was supposed to be on Hallmark Channel, and then early into the season, Hallmark switched it with Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, and they switched this one with Reunited at Christmas, the movie with Nikki DeLoach and Mike Fiola. So don't know why they switched, but nonetheless, we're just happy that we're getting to see it. But this is going to be a great movie, and it goes. Burned out from the hubbub of the Chicago gallery world, artist Kelly, who's played by McKellar, returns home to the picturesque Grand Valley just in time for Christmas. Maybe her favorite town's shining season will reinvigorate her love of art and guide her down her next path. Leo, played by Elliot, businessman and all-star dad to his children, struggles to balance his time this holiday season. When he is assigned to review a hotel in Grand Valley for its value, he sees this as a perfect opportunity for a Christmas family vacation. As Kelly re-experiences her favorite Grand Valley traditions with Leo and his children, she begins to find her way back to her passion for art. And again, this is kind of along the lines of bookstores and books. I love movies that have, art and as kind of a theme, because you always see some of the most amazing works of art in the background, and if it's an art gallery setting or whatever it may be. And I think Danica and Brennan are perfect to play in this movie. They're a great pairing. This will be the first time they've been cast together to play in a movie. So I know they both have tweeted out that they've just been so ecstatic to finally have the opportunity to work together. So I think it's going to be a real treat. It's a real treat for them, obviously. It's a real treat for fans, and I think we all have a lot to look forward to with this.
You know, I am definitely looking forward to it as well because, hello, it's based in Chicago.
Hello, you can't go on there.
We don't get many of those movies. So, you know, somebody will write a movie and it'll be about, you know, a different town, but they'll say, oh, well, I'm from Chicago. But that's it. But this one sounds like it's going to be in Chicago. So I can't wait to see this.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, this is Ryan Pavey, and you're listening to Pam and Dawn.
Oh, Dawn, why do you do that to me?
I mean, that's one voice that could just be on loop, you know, and I never get tired of hearing it.
So next up is Christmas Bells Are Ringing, and that will premiere on Sunday, December 23rd, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. And it stars Amelia Alorup and Josh Kelly. But let's go behind the scenes on location of Christmas Bells Are Ringing.
All right, still rolling, ready, and background, and action.
The movie's about a woman who is going back to her summer town, you know, where her family went every summer, for the first time since her mother passed. And it's Christmas, so she's never been there for Christmas. Her father is getting remarried, so it becomes a thing of balancing a wedding plus Christmas plus, of course, the guy from her past.
Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, you too. He invites her into this world kind of taking pictures of Christmas through the eyes of people and love.
Well, I know you're going to be busy this week, but if you need a Christmas in the Cape tour guide, let me know. Mike kind of realizes what's important in his life. It really puts into perspective what he wants out of life, and he remembers that it's family and friends and the girl that got away. They spent summers together until they were 17, and there's just a real innocence, I think, to their relationship. Josh is so ready to play in the scenes. Like anything I give him, he will react to that. Amelia is great.
Just walk in. What's it like working with Amelia? Just pretend I'm not here.
Amelia is, I don't want to say diva. I don't think that's the term. And prima donna is not right. No, she's great. As soon as I met Amelia, it was pretty obvious that she was going to be great to work with. This is Christmas, right? Christmas is all about people.
I feel like the Hallmark audience, they want to be taken on a journey of feelings. This movie is all about family connections gained, family connections lost. I think it's a beautiful love story, not just in a romantic way, but also just to your family.
Well, Josh Kelly, too. If any of you soap fans are listening out there, you'll be happy to see him in this movie as well, if you remember him from One Life to Live.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be lots of soap fans that are happy to see him in this. And, of course, you know, Amelia is a fan favorite from Chesapeake Shores, and she's starred in several Hallmark movies now. So I think this pairing together is perfect. So it's going to be a great movie. I'm looking forward to it.
Hello, everyone. If I could have your attention, please.
There'll be One Tree Hill sightings and Christmas tree lighting. And don't forget Melissa Joan Hart.
This is magical.
All the stars here in one place, so put on your fruit. Say Tony Braxton will show us the ball.
You look amazing.
So do you.
It's the most wonderful lifetime of the year.
The only place to watch your favorite holiday movies is Lifetime.
And it is the most wonderful time of the year, for sure, for movies, for everything Christmas related. And we have just wrapped up our Hallmark Movies and Mysteries part of the show, and now we're moving into Lifetime. We're going to review a couple of movies that they have that are going to be airing the weekend of 14th, 15th, and 16th. And as I was saying at the top of the show, this weekend coming up will conclude all of their original premieres for this holiday season. But they will be re-airing, all the movies that they have premiered for the remainder of the season. So, if you don't catch them this weekend, because, who can watch all these movies in a weekend when they premiere? It's difficult. Just know that you'll have plenty of opportunities between now and the end of the season to do so. So the first movie that we're going to review is called Christmas Around the Corner, and it airs on Lifetime Friday, December 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, and it stars Alexandra Breckenridge and Jamie Spilchuk. And the story goes, Claire, who is played by Alexandra Breckenridge, a savvy venture capitalist from New York City, escapes to a quaint town in Vermont for the holidays and becomes a guest of the Fortenbury bookstore. Upon arrival, Claire finds Christmas celebrations have been canceled by the town after a flood, and the bookstore is in dire state of disrepair. She immediately takes on the challenge to revitalize the store, but clashes with the owner, Andrew, played by Spilchuk, who initially rejects all her proposed improvements. Eventually, sparks fly as the two begin a budding romance, and Claire's infectious optimism inspires Andrew to join her in reviving the Yuletide spirit. But everything comes to a screeching halt when Claire discovers that Andrew is planning to sell the bookstore in the new year. Will the spirit of Christmas be enough to change Andrew's mind and encourage him to follow his heart? So, again, here we have another movie with a bookstore plot. And so, I'm already stoked about this, not having seen it, and I'm looking forward to watching it. So, and this, Alexandra Breckenridge, Jamie Spilchuk, both great, phenomenal actors, and I think they're going to be great in this movie together. So this will be a great one to catch for sure.
We're going to be in bookstore heaven.
Yes, we are.
This Christmas, it's a wonderful lifetime.
Do you remember that place Mom was going to take us as kids? You get to run the bookstore.
Andrew owns the place. My nephew has lost his spirit.
You're selling the bookstore? If I can just plant one seed while I'm here, then I will have had the best Christmas ever.
Christmas lets us see the things that we care about, and I care about you.
New movies all season long. Christmas Around the Corner. Premieres Friday at 8 on Lifetime.
And our next Lifetime movie is going to be Christmas Pen Pals, and that airs on Saturday, December 15th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Sarah Drew, Niall Matter, and Michael Gross. And the story goes, following an unexpected breakup weeks before Christmas, Hannah, played by Drew, tech whiz and creator of the dating app Perfect One, heads home for the holidays, challenged to save her failing business by reconceiving a new romantic dating model. Upon her return, she runs into her high school boyfriend, Sam, played by Matter, who she has carefully avoided for years, and reluctantly makes a deal with her dad, Ted, played by Michael Gross, to sign up for the town's Christmas Cupid, an anonymous holiday pen pal service. As the season progresses, Hannah is smitten by each beautifully written letter she receives and starts to believe that her Christmas pen pal could be her soulmate. It's not until Christmas Eve that everyone must reveal their true identities to their pen pals, even if it means coming face to face with the last person they ever suspected. And here's a little sneak peek of Christmas Pen Pals.
I love getting thoughtful gifts from strangers. No wonder I love this next movie starring Sarah Drew. When a recently dumped woman heads home for the holidays, she reluctantly signs up for an anonymous holiday pen pal service called Christmas Cupid. But will the mystery man whose letters she's falling for turn out to be the handsome doctor she hopes, or someone she could never have expected?
Be interested in signing up for the town's Christmas Cupid?
It's a very sweet story about falling in love through handwritten letters.
Pen pal, huh?
Hannah is a person who's experienced a lot of grief.
This could be perfect.
She goes home to try to reconnect with what it means to fall in love. Oh, no. No, not for me. No, for my dad. And gets to do this really fun pen pal situation. Did you just tell Dad that he has to sign up for the Christmas Cupid thingy?
I sign up, Grandpa. Maybe we'll be pen pals.
I think it's a great idea. See? For you. What? For me?
Now, that I can get on board with.
Okay, nice try, but no. I need to spend every waking moment trying to save perfect ones. Naomi needs me to focus on researching old-fashioned ways of falling in love that are both timeless and sentimental. Look, for other people, not for me. No, I don't even want to meet someone new. I just got dumped, so.
Technically, you're not meeting them, you're just writing to them.
Okay, this whole thing was supposed to be about Dad, so I'm not quite sure what's happening.
Why don't you both sign up?
Brilliant. Really?
Now, that seems fair to me. The only way I will sign up is if you do, too.
You serious right now?
Do we have a deal?
You know what? It might actually be good for research purposes, so okay, fine. Okay, that's the only reason I'm doing it. Well, looks like Christmas just got a lot more interesting.
Oh, boy.
Well, this is going to be a fun one to watch. I'm looking forward to it. I love the idea of the pen pal storyline. And with the mystery to it, you could almost say that this could be a Hallmark Movies and Mysteries movie.
Oh, for sure. Oh, no. And, well, it's going to be great. And I know that Niall Mater fans who love him on Hallmark and all the many movies he's been in, they're excited that he's going to be in this Lifetime movie. And also, we also want to mention that if you did not catch our interview with Michael Gross, you need to be sure and check that out. Go over to Blog Talk Radio and just search for Take Two Radio Network, and you'll see it there. He was so fascinating to talk to. He talked about this movie, but he talked about his career, and he has had an extensive career, folks. And what an honor it was to chat with him. So definitely check that out. And this movie is probably in my list of top 5 that I must watch this holiday season.
I couldn't agree more. I absolutely love speaking with Michael. You guys, I'm telling you, you've got to hear his stories. We could have talked to him all day long. Probably got more stories to tell after that.
he is a talker. People tell me I'm a talker. No surprise there. But he really has some fascinating stories that Pam and I were just, we hung on every word. He's just that interesting. So go check out the interview if you missed it, and you'll be able to see for yourself what we're talking about. All right, the next movie that we're going to review is Hometown Christmas, airing on Lifetime Sunday, December 16th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. It stars Beverly Mitchell, Stephen Colletti, Aaron Cahill, Melissa Gilbert, and Danny Boaz. And the story goes, back in Louisiana for Christmas, Noelle Collins, played by Beverly Mitchell, has big plans to resurrect this town's live nativity, a beloved tradition that her late mother used to put on. Things become complicated, however, when Noelle runs into her high school sweetheart, Nick Russell, played by Stephen Colletti, a rising baseball star also back home due to a recent injury. Still feeling the burn from their senior year breakup, their lives are pushed together even further when they learn their parents share an attraction and want to be more than just friends. When things begin to fall apart with the live nativity, Nick and Noelle reluctantly team up to pull off the show and find themselves growing close, uncovering a hometown love for each other and the joy of Christmas that both never really faded away. All right, so this is going to be cute, and for so many reasons. First of all, it's the only movie this holiday season where its theme is a live nativity. And so I'm excited in that respect. But I'm also excited to see Beverly Mitchell on screen. It's been a little while since we've seen her. And anytime I get to see her performing, it's magical. She is so good at what she does. And so it's going to be great to see her in a leading role again. Stephen Colletti, you can't go wrong with him. Great cast. Melissa Gilbert, hello, she hasn't been on screen in a while either, so it's nice to see they pulled her into this as well. So I'm excited to see how this is all going to unfold. It will undoubtedly be a happy ending, but great story nonetheless.
Hey, guys, this is Marcus Rosner, and you're listening to Pam and Dawn.
So now we're moving on to ION Movies, and the first one up is Country Christmas Album, and that airs on Saturday, December 15th at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, and it stars Hannah Barefoot and Evan Gamble. So here's a little sneak peek of Country Christmas Album.
I don't want to do that Christmas album.
They want you in the studio tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
They want you to record with one of the other artists in this stable.
Who?
Derek Copeland.
From the boy band?
I'm Derek.
Tess.
Big fan of your work.
What's your favorite song?
Yeah, we need a clean and polished sound for the record.
No, I think it needs to have a more organic live vibe to it.
It needs to be as clean as possible to stick out above the fray.
These lyrics are from the Stone Age.
Do you think you could do better?
Yeah, I do.
Guys, what sort of songs you working on?
Original material.
You guys in the same studio? I mean, what's it like working together?
Great.
Yeah, every day's been a real treat.
I cannot referee every little small decision between you two. If you don't get on the same page, we're not going to have an album to even talk about.
Do you think we could have at least one original track on the album?
What are you thinking?
A love song.
Oh, really? See someone you like? You like her. Don't be absurd, dude. Oh, you do? You like her. You want to try that original track today?
It's not ready.
You're going to need to release that baby to the world so people can hear it.
I could walk every mile of this world, but nothing would compare.
You've helped me rediscover my love for music. And I'm grateful for the time that we've spent together.
Do you think you're in a place where you could do that?
Put someone before myself.
A romantic someone?
Carrie Underwood's manager just called. They want you on the tour starting in January.
You kidding me?
You would be crazy not to take that tour.
That is the difference between you and me. Because if I ever have to choose between family and career, I choose family every time.
I don't want to end things like this.
I don't want to end things.
Wait.
You understand my life is complicated.
Not anymore.
The next movie coming up on ION is Christmas in Royal Fashion, and it airs Sunday, December 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. It stars Cindy Busby and Darmaid Murtaugh, and we have an exclusive sneak peek from A Christmas in Royal Fashion.
Wait, hold it. Hold it. There, hold it. Nice. Okay, hold it. Let's go. I don't want to be late for my lunch.
Yes, Melanie.
This guy is a personal friend of mine. He needs someone like you.
Kristen, you're going to entertain the ambassador and his cronies until I get back.
I don't have any experience with royalty.
You'll be fine.
We're sponsoring our charity holiday fashion festival. I'm not sending our usual ambassador this year. I'm sending you.
Prince Patrick of Edgemore.
Prince?
Heard nothing but great things about you, Melanie.
Melanie? Your reputation precedes you. Jill, why would you say I was Melanie? This is your big chance to show Melanie what you can really do.
Everything running on schedule?
Shipshape. This is Prince Patrick of Edgemore.
A real prince?
Lunch?
It is absolutely delicious.
You do love her, don't you?
Maybe.
Maybe doesn't cut it, Prince Patrick.
It's not about us. It's about community, united for the good of all people.
Well, and just so you know, as with Lifetime, these two movies, Country Christmas Album and A Christmas in Royal Fashion, will be the last two premieres for this holiday season that ION will be putting out, but they will be re-airing and re-airing and re-airing up until the end of the holiday season. So if you can't catch the premiere, you can certainly be sure to check your local listings for when it will be coming up again.
Yes, and don't forget, Dawn puts those out on our Facebook, so be sure to check that out as well, the movie schedules. So next up is UPtv movie premiere, and that's Christmas on Holly Lane, which airs on Sunday, December 16th at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. And it stars Sarah Lancaster, Karen Holness, Gina Holden, and Giles Patton. The story goes, lifelong best friends Sarah, Kat, and Riley reunite in Sarah's childhood home to cook up some Christmas magic and save the holidays for their families. With each friend at a different crossroad, they will all have to come together to rediscover the Christmas magic that can only happen in the house on Holly Lane. And here's an extended sneak peek from Christmas on Holly Lane.
You're making Dad fix another crack?
I just want it to look nice for when Kat and Riley get here.
Ashley says it's no problem me spending the weekend while you're gone, Kat.
I am not Kat. I'm Mom.
I'm on a plane 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. If I don't have the data tonight, you don't have a job on Monday. I feel so much better now.
I love that you still live here.
Wow, memories.
Promise we'll decorate the house every Christmas for the rest of our lives?
Where?
How many burgers and fries did we down at this place?
How are things with you and Ethan?
He moved out a few weeks ago. Or to sell the house. What? No.
We can't let that happen.
I wish that you guys lived closer.
The answer is right around the corner. Well, what do you think?
You've always wanted to own your own restaurant.
I can see it.
I'm going to write the business plan. Sarah gets to have her best buds back in town, and I get to help a friend realize her dream.
I'm not moving! You can't make me go!
Hi. Welcome.
What are you doing in town? Why don't you explain it over dinner?
I would love to, but we have this thing.
I can totally take care of that thing. Don't worry about the thing. We don't need her at the thing.
You don't remember me, do you? You'll have to imagine me as an obnoxious 13-year-old. I'm glad you're bringing the place back to life.
The house is special because of the people living inside it.
We celebrated every birthday, every holiday. This place is special for us. I wonder if Santa has room in his bag for a whole house. This house has always felt like our home, too.
That's because it is.
Hey, it's Lisa Drew, and you're listening to the amazing Pam and Dawn.
Well, the last UPtv movie for this holiday season is Hometown Holiday, and it airs Sunday, December 23rd. And I'm sorry I don't have the time on that, but I believe it will be either 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. And it stars Sarah Troyer, Bradley Hamilton, Kevin McGarry, and Michelle Morgan. And the story goes, Krista is starting this new year with a new business and a resolution to be more selective with who she dates. When Krista meets Ryan Rourke, an entertainment lawyer from L.A., the two really hit it off. Ryan is in her hometown to sign a local rancher turned viral signing sensation as his new client. Now with Krista also in Rust Creek, maybe there is more of a reason to stick around. Both are holding on to things from their past and are forced to make some decisions if they truly want to be together. Now here's an extended sneak peek from Hometown Holiday.
The biggest internet sensation ever just so happens to live in the same town as my pregnant sister. And if I just so happen to run into Mr. Smash Hit, and I just so happen to have a contract on me, that seems like fate.
Who is that?
Ryan Rourke. I head the legal team at All Star Talent.
Wow, you guys don't give up, do you?
I'm not interested.
Hi, Krista Dalton.
Ryan Rourke.
Would you like to dance, Ryan Rourke?
I'm starting to like this place.
He was completely charming, and he's headed back to wherever he came from.
Are you ready to discuss the terms of the contract?
Why don't you stop by the ranch next time you're in town?
Are you still talking about that Ryan guy? Is it bad that I thought he'd come back? I just thought we had this great connection, you know?
Ryan? So I guess you left your ranch to help Wes on his?
I think I'm a rancher. Yeah, of course. Why else would I be here?
So you know Ryan?
He's only my brother. He's lead counsel at the biggest talent agency in the country.
You mean he's not a rancher?
So why haven't you talked to Krista?
My last 3 relationships have gone the exact same way. Hey, I like you. Guess what? I'm an actress. Make me famous.
You liked her when she was just a country girl, and she liked you when you were just a rancher.
Ryan.
I love you, Krista.
Well, that wraps up our movies review of all of the networks for this show, and as I said, that is the second of the last 2 UPtv movies that will premiere this holiday season, and I tell you, we've covered 17 movies in this show, which means original premieres. You have 17 more movies to watch between December 14th and December 29th. So still lots to go, still lots to grab hold of, and not to mention rewatch some of your favorites that you've already seen this holiday season. And so with that said, brings us to the end of our show and the end of our season. But it has been a great season indeed. We've enjoyed bringing you each week the movies that are going to be coming out. But as we were saying earlier, we have lots more to come. We may not have a weekly show that we'll be bringing you because this does wrap that up, but we've got more guests to come and more special editions of our show, and you need to be on the lookout for that. Just follow us on our social media, and we'll tell you where to find us in just a few moments. It's been a fun time, a fun season, and we are just so happy that you could be here through it all with us, and it has been great. I can't believe it's over, but you know, there's always next year. So hopefully everyone has enjoyed this, and you will continue to listen to our interviews and check those out if you haven't already. And Merry Christmas, everyone.
Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and as well, I hope you enjoyed everything that we've brought to you. But first and foremost, I want to thank Dawn for having me as her co-host and friend, especially. Means the world to me to do the show with you. Oh, you're welcome. Means the world to me to do the show with you, and we just have so much fun doing it together.
Yes, indeed. And you know what? We'll be back next year stronger than ever, and if you've enjoyed this season, just hold on, because we'll have a big, big season for you next year. And, of course, no one knows yet how many movies are going to be out, but I think I haven't heard the official final number of all the original premieres, but there had to have been in the neighborhood of 85 to 90. So if you are one of the probably one of the few that's managed to watch every single one of them so far, you get the crown. We've covered them all. You've watched them all. Congratulations to you. But no, in all seriousness, we will be back next year with another great season, season 3, and we promise it'll be bigger and better. So you definitely stay up with us through the year, and we will let you know in advance of when we're going to bring that to you. But until then, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year, and be safe and enjoy this time with your family and friends. And we'll see you again next season.
Yes, God bless each and every one of you. Thank you. Hey, guys, don't leave us yet. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Christmas Movies. That's XMASMUVIES. And also like our Facebook page at Christmas MuVies Spotlight. Don't forget, that's spelled MUVIES. And follow us on Instagram at Christmas MuVies Spotlight.
And don't forget to check out our website, ChristmasMoviesSpotlight.com. That's movies with MUVIES. ChristmasMoviesSpotlight.com.
Thanks for listening. See you next week.